Okay, so back to this Drake T4XC transmitter. Here I have this device that I had to figure it out, is it working or not, and have a minor fixing for it that it should work. Now, as you can see, this is the main outlook of the radio of this transmitter. It's quite nicely done. It looks quite well. It's a pretty one. This is the VFO. Now, this has a very interesting way of working. I'm going to come back to this. Now, let's take a look inside. As I told you, there are some very interesting solutions in this. First of all, tunings of the coils. You see here, the ferrite core of the coils are changed. Like this, for instance, like this. I don't know, quite unusual. I haven't seen in too many radios this. The VFO, this is the VFO. This is also ferrite core tuning one. So let's see the main parts of it. This is the VFO or PTO, as the handbook it calls it, but basically this is the VFO. Then, this tube is the tube V3, is the premixer. No, this is the final mixer, sorry. This is the tube V8, this one. This is the premixer. This one, it's creating the injection frequency. This is the final mixer tube that is creating the output frequency signal. This tube is the tube V4. This is the final stage driver tube. And here, inside this cage, we have the two finer tubes. Okay, the rest of them, they are serving for the auxiliary functions. By the way, this tube is the so-called EF or final amplifier tube. But in creating the output frequency, doesn't have too much meaning. Okay, so let's see the bottom of it. Of the radio, of this transmitter. Okay, the first thing that I do not really like, that the electronic circuits are mounted vertically. Very difficult to measure, to find out something, and also because of the too dense wiring, it's quite difficult to find out what goes where. Of course, if you have experience in it, then it goes. But I do not have so many. So here are the main crystals for the main crystal oscillator, and this is this one. Here you might see a little transistor. This is the main oscillator. Now, above this is the VFO. The signal comes here. These are the mixing tubes. The other very important circuit is, this is the carrier oscillator. The carrier oscillator, I told you that it's creating that 5.642 megahertz signal that is deviated or altered by the microphone, or 750 hertz in CV mode. The main problem of this radio, it was that this relay was very used, so I had to clean a little bit its contact, and after that it was working perfectly. I had to find out then how it goes. It's quite weird for me that here you see these SIC wires. These are going out to the antenna connector, taking out those 200 watts. But the connectors in this little relay are so tiny, like a 1/4 of a square millimeter or a half square millimeter. And in that little surface, all those 200 watts are going out. So SIC wires and very small contacts. Quite difficult for me to understand. This insurance, it's also very weird for me that to put just like that. And also the wiring. Wiring is quite difficult to follow because the wires are not totally colored, only the half of it. So, for instance, this cable is white and red. Okay, if you don't see the other side, you are not going to follow it. So basically, okay, I know if I don't have other choice, then I would have to buy it. Anyway, in my opinion, that it's to have a separate transmitter and a receiver. I think that is not too practical. Okay, if I have no other choice, then of course I would buy it. Basically, it's not a bad radio, but it's quite weird for me. To be honest, there are also some tantallic capacitors. I don't have too good experience with the old tantallic capacitors, but here they seem to work. So this is the Drake. You should judge yourself that you want or not. I know that in some parts of the world there are a lot of fans for this radio. Me personally, I would choose a Yaesu FT250. That is a real transceiver, transmitter and the receiver in one case. And as far as I know, it's not using this coil tuning by the ferrite core. It's using the normal one, as far as I remember. So, okay, this is it. Have fun, have a nice day. Bye-bye.